All right, guys, what's going on? So today I have my favorite phone. We're going to do a full review, a full rundown of the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. Now, I already did this a few months ago. I posted a review of this, but I didn't like the video. The video was garbage, so I took the whole thing down, and now I'm like Taylor Swift with her masters. I'm re-recording everything again, fresh, okay? So, okay, this is the Xiaomi 15 Ultra here in the US, and this has been my favorite phone this year. Hands down, this is the phone I keep coming back to. This is the phone I keep using, and we've done a decent amount of phones on this channel. This is just my main phone that I keep coming back to this year, and that's why I say it's my favorite, because whenever I'm using a different phone, I end up going, man, I want that Xiaomi, so I end up switching back to the Xiaomi. So I end up switching back to the 15 Ultra. Then we go to our honeymoon, I switch back to the 15 Ultra. We go to NYC, and I go, which phone do I want to bring? I switch to the 15 Ultra. It's just natural, and I keep coming back to it, and that's why it's my favorite phone, and that's my measure of a good product, is that I keep coming back to it naturally on my own, okay? So let's do the unboxing here. So now, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, I'm gonna redo my mic, hang on. So the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, now you can get it through all the methods here, right? You can get it through Giztop, but the global version you've got to get. Giztop is really good about having all the Chinese phones. The global version, you either got to do eBay, Wanda Mobile, third-party stores like that. So I got this one from eBay, and at the time it cost me like $1,500 for the global version, and the Chinese version was about $1,100, maybe $1,000. And so now that price is probably down. You can find it around $1,000 now for the global version. Well worth it still. So let's do the unboxing. So you get your phone, Xiaomi 15 Ultra, co-engineered with Leica. Okay, 16 gigs RAM, 512 ROM. Nice, big box here, right? There's two versions of this phone, the Chinese and the global, and the 17 Ultra is about to come out, and I know they're going to be hitting the global with that. I am so excited. Okay, so here you got your books and all that. And then, of course, they give you a little case. I like this case, this little guy. Case. And then the phone is here. All right. So then you get the charger and the cable. All in the box, right? So this is a 90-watt fast charge. Now this one, this global version, it says UK on my box there. So I got a UK plug, all right? So you guys keep this in mind. If you're getting this in the US, you will need an adapter. I got an adapter. I'll throw up this one I got. At first, I got the cheapest one off Amazon. This doesn't come with it. At first, I got the cheapest one off Amazon. That's not the one to get. So I'll throw this one up, and this is the one I got, and now this works great for your 90-watt charger, right? Everything fits. Everything sits good. Boom. Great. Designed by Xiaomi. All right. Okay, so that's the unboxing. Obviously, as with all the Chinese phones, great unboxing. I'm gonna put all this away. Why? Because I'm not gonna rebox it. Because I'm not selling this one. This is, for some reason, I keep coming back to this phone and I haven't listed it, I haven't sold it. I've had it since it came out. What was it, like February or whatever? I still have it. I still keep going back to it. So, okay, let's do the specs. Let me fix my mic real quick and then we'll do the specs. This is bothering me. All right, let's see if this is a little bit better. Okay, so the specs, real quick, we'll run it down. 6.73 WQHD display, all right, 3200 nits peak brightness, 229 grams. Let's get the weight going. Man, I brought no water out here. I brought no coffee out here. $229.5. I got 229, 229.5, 229.7. There's the weight. Snapdragon 8 Elite. 68 billion colors. 1, 2, I've got like, there's like 28 right here I can see. 68 billion, 100 or 1 through 120 hertz adaptive refresh rate. 50 megapixel Leica main camera. 200 megapixel ultra telephoto. 50 megapixel floating telephoto. You can hear it floating. 50 megapixel ultra wide. And a 32 megapixel selfie cam. Colors are black, white, silver chrome, and green, okay? Okay, so the display. So for me, I love this display. Now, I have been, and if you guys have been watching this, I've said this already, I was surprised because normally I am the type of person who I go get the biggest display available. If there's a 6.9, if there's a 7-inch screen, get that one, all right? So normally I go for the Samsung S25 Ultras, which I love that display too. But for some reason, this display feels so nice in your hand. It seriously is like the perfect fit. It's a 6.73-inch screen, so it's not small enough for you to, bitch about it. It's not big enough to be uncomfortable. I can still reach over to the other end of the screen fine. And it just feels so sleek. I don't know. The corners are just the tiniest bit rounded on the screen. It's not enough for me to hate it. I'm back on the flat surfaces, all flat screens for me, please and thank you. This is just a tad bit curved, but not, you barely even notice it. And it just feels so nice, so perfect in the hand. It really does. This phone has just felt absolutely perfect in your pocket, in the hand. It's not too big to be cumbersome. It's not too small where you can't see anything on it. I absolutely love it. All right. So then display settings, you get 120 hertz refresh rate, and it's a adaptive. Okay. You get light mode, dark mode, sunlight mode, expand brightness range, and adjust brightness automatically under bright conditions. This feature will cause your device to heat up and consume more power. Advanced textures, color scheme, so you can pick original color pro, vivid, saturated, advanced settings, adaptive colors, and then you can pick your temperature like you can on most Android devices now. So I usually go saturated. I like the way it looks saturated, so that's what I pick. Reading mode, adjust colors and textures. Refresh rate, you can adjust here. Default, custom, refresh rate, pick it, 60 or 120. I've got it at 120, of course. Use more battery, of course. Display resolution, WQHD or FHD plus. I've got a WQHD. This thing is a beast, so I'm going to use it to its fullest, all right? All bright everything. AI image engine, this is regular thing. Font and font settings, so you can change the fonts a little bit. Pick some different fonts if you want. Okay, so that's the display. My verdict this year is it feels so nice. And the thing of it is I'm such a hater because if I saw a screen, another phone that was like 6.73, like a flagship, I'd probably go, oh no, that's too small of a screen for me. I need me a Samsung S25 Ultra screen, right? But then this one, once I actually use it, and I've been using it all year, I'm going on to a year using this because the new one's about to come out, and I keep going back to it. It just feels so nice. So I love it. I love the display. Biometrics. Chinese style biometrics. It's super quick. They want you in here. Xi Jinping. Look at that. Get right in. Boom. Fingerprint. Get right in. No problems. Look at that. Just absolutely zero issues. Right? So get you right in. And this is, it wouldn't even be a topic if we did all Chinese phones, but we do Samsungs on here on this channel, so you guys know about fingerprints not letting you in and all that for the Samsungs. So then fingerprint unlock, screen unlock, face unlock. Face data 1, face data 2. Let's delete the second one and let's add it. Okay, start. Boom, added successfully, done. Let's try the fingerprint. Add fingerprint. Done. So adding it, pretty good, no problems. Adding your face, good, no problems. And then getting in, no issues whatsoever. Boom, easy money. So the Chinese phones always want you in. Xi Jinping is ready for all of your data. So they're gonna let you in, all good. So that is the biometrics. Okay, the sound, we're gonna go through the sound. The one thing I will say is, the one thing I noticed is, when I recorded this with a Bluetooth mic, my DJI Mic Mini, I recorded a video with the Xiaomi 15 Ultra with my Mic Mini, and it just sounded like crap. The playback sounded like crap, but only when I recorded it with a Bluetooth mic. When I record it with the regular microphone, like when I just throw video on the Xiaomi and record myself, it sounds fine like you normally would. But with the Bluetooth mic, the sound was a little bit tinny and it was a little bit off. And I think it's my my clicks video that I did that you can almost kind of hear it in. That doesn't sound very good. Or maybe the LG Wing video doesn't sound very good. So that was my one gripe with the sound. The rest of it, flagship, all sounds good. Now you guys know what I'm on right now. I'm on Ransom, always have been. I don't even want to play it. All right, but this song is so fire. It's almost like I can't not play it. I got to get the word out. Get on Ransom, you guys. This Ransom and DJ Premier CD was killer this year. These are DJ Premier's best beats this year, all right? I will argue that. I'm digging my heels in on that. This may be his best beat this year.
It's hard to reach my level. I welcome it.
Okay, so SE Tapia is our boy. We already know. Full loud. Okay, the different song. This is full loud. SE Tapia, multi-generational artist, multi-genre artist, okay?
Like a room without a fire escape, bet it all on an opening leg. When you're backed in a corner, take what you
So I think this thing sounds like, it's like the Little Bears, right? It's just right. Like, it's not gonna be like, oh, this is the most amazing sounding phone without, your headphones and all that. No, it's not gonna be like that, but it's also not worse than any phone. It's not worse than the iPhone. It's not worse than the Samsung S25 Ultra as far as the sound, okay? So I carry this thing around. I don't know how you guys watch your content now. I feel like a lot of the times I'm just watching it on my phone. Like I'll have a video and I'll be carrying it around. If I'm vacuuming or something, I'll have my phone on me and I'll just be listening. Or if I'm throwing laundry around or something, I'll just have it with me and I'll be carrying my phone and listening to it. It's fine. You're not gonna complain about it, but it's also not like, oh, this is the loudest thing ever, right? And I've done a bunch of comparison videos at this point that have the Xiaomi 15 in it, so you guys can hear the different comparisons on the different videos. But what I will say is, it's flagship level sound. It's the Bluetooth is fine. You can walk all the way across the gym to get your weights. It'll be just fine. And no problems with it whatsoever. If you start comparing, maybe here and there, S25 Ultra, iPhone, maybe a little bit louder here, maybe a little bit quieter there. But overall, if this is the phone you get here in the US, you're not going to have any problems with the sound. You're not going to worry about it, okay? Okay, next is the battery, all right? The battery on this is not the best. So there's two versions of this phone. The Chinese ROM has a 6,000 milliamp hour battery, and the global version has a 5410 milliamp hour battery, right? And obviously, by the time you turn on all your settings, your high screen, your always on display, all your super wallpapers, all of that, it's going to eat into it. So the battery truly is not the best. You're probably going to have to charge it before the. Have I had this on there the whole time? Because I was trying to cover up the. I was trying to cover up the light was getting in here in the window. Okay, sorry, ignore that. Okay, here we go. I'm not a rat. I'm not a dirty rat all the time. So, the battery, not the best, but the 90-watt charging, you can throw it in while you go shower and it'll charge right up, so no real problems there. 80-watt wireless is great, and 10-watt reverse, you're gonna have everything you need. But overall, there's just better batteries out there. I would even go as far as to say maybe the Samsung S25 Ultra is a better battery, although I am just a hater for those batteries. Once you use them for a while, I feel like they start coming down real quick. But it just is what it is. It's not so bad that it's like, oh, this is trash, this is total garbage. I would say it punches a little bit above its weight, because with everything now, with 7,000 milliamp, like the Nubia has 7,200 or 7,000, whatever, it's easy to be like, oh, 5410 trash. But it keeps up. It's all right. Now, it's not going to last you all day, probably, if you're a power user, if you're doing content, and if you've got all your settings cranked up, but you got the 90-watt wired, it's okay. But honestly, the battery in this, not the best, you guys. Okay. So the camera, let's go to the camera. I'm gonna throw a bunch of pics up. I'm gonna throw a couple videos up for you guys so you guys can see the front video. Okay, so this is a selfie video on the 32 megapixel selfie cam on the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. And you guys have seen the selfie videos on this because I've been using this phone to record any video that's not a Xiaomi 15 I use this phone to record my head. So this is the front camera video, pretty good. And the rear video. So this is the rear camera video on the Xiaomi 15 Ultra. Just giving you guys a test. This is the main camera, and I'm just shooting a regular video on it. But the camera on this, so this last year has been very interesting because, in my opinion, this Xiaomi, so the Vivo and the Xiaomis were kind of like neck and neck for the race for the cameras, and I think that the Vivo in the last year has started doing something to their processing where it makes it look a little bit more AI-ish. And I still feel like the Xiaomi is like the last camera left where like the camera itself is good. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense or not. Like even with the Vivo, with the Samsung, these other phones, you take a picture and you can watch it process it into something more AI. The Nubia is really bad about this. But on the Xiaomi, I still feel like you get that authentic person, that authentic picture, but it's still bright, vivid. It looks good where it should. It doesn't try to make it cartoonish or whatnot. Truly, I'm kind of disappointed in the last like Vivos and definitely the Nubia. I just feel like a lot of, and why wouldn't they? If AI's coming up, they're going to start using AI to process some of these photos. And Samsung had the super moon thing years ago, that was the moon processing or whatever. But I will just say that this Xiaomi feels like it's a good camera. Man, the pictures look great. The camera's great. The stabilization is meh, okay? I will say the stabilization, and the picture that I'll throw up is the picture with the Hobbit with Chelsea wearing that yellow thing, and I swear I don't have one picture that's not blurry from that night because that place was kind of bougie, so I was trying not to wave my phone around, and take pictures and all that, so I was trying to be discreet, and it was hard to get a non-shaky picture. So the stabilization is whatever on this, and then the selfie cam, 32 megapixel, I still use the selfie cam to record most of my YouTube videos. At this point, I don't know if I'm going to sell this phone, so I'm probably just going to keep recording it. It looks good. I like it. No problems there, okay? Now, for the photo options, you've got photo, portrait, documents, video, pro, okay? And then you got Ultra HD, fast shot, slow motion, movie, dual video, time lapse, long exposure, panorama, and super moon, all right? And the one thing, I don't know, this is so stupid, I shouldn't even be griping about this. The one thing I don't like is on the S25 Ultra, like if you have a QR code or something, I don't think I have but if you have a QR code or something, you can just open your camera, point to it, and it'll recognize it. And on this, I've had to go to scanner, and then it's the QR code. Now I'm sure, because you can go to documents, right, whatever. But that's just one thing that's been kind of annoying is when I want to scan a QR code or something, I go to system apps, is just a folder I have, and you go to the scanner app and you do the QR code. That's just one thing. But yeah, so here's your options. for the photography. You got all your standard movie, supermoon, panorama, yada, 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 all of that. I think this camera is badass. I'm curious, based on the 17 Pro Max, and I did review that phone on this channel, based on the 17 Pro Max, I don't see it headed in a worse direction this year. It sounds like they're still gonna have some killer camera hardware on the 17 Ultra, so I'm pretty excited about that. So I love the camera on this thing. That's it. There you go. No problems. I absolutely love the camera. I'm not even going to say that it's the best, because if you guys watch my Vivo X200 Ultra review, I think I said that is probably the best camera of 2025, and I still might stand by that. But this thing it's better than the Samsung. It's better than Apple that you're going to get here in the States. Telling you that. All right. My opinion. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. Okay. So day-to-day use. Okay. Day-to-day, it's great. Everything on this works just like the US phones. So you got all your apps, Play Store, right? Play Store's there, no problems, right? Instagram, no problems. Just like everywhere else, right? All good. TikTok. Yes, Rich Kid the Prince does have a TikTok. It's not barely even phone related. I'm just talking my shit. So TikTok, all good.
Want me to be rich?
No problems there. Okay, let's do a phone call test real quick. So if you guys look, I've got the Wi-Fi on right now. Let's shut the Wi-Fi off. And you guys see I've got 5G right there. Okay, so let's do a call test real quick. Crank this up.
This is ULaw. After the beep, record your test message and then press pound.
This is Rich Kid the Prince, and I am recording a call test for the Xiaomi 15 Ultra here in the US. We've got the Wi-Fi turned off. I've got LTE turned on, VoLTE from T-Mobile. I've got 5G, and we are trying to see what this sounds like, what the call quality sounds like. This is the Xiaomi 15 Ultra global version. Run it back, DJ.
This is Rich Kid the Prince, and I am recording a call test for the Xiaomi 15 Ultra here in the U.S. We've got the Wi-Fi turned off. I've got LTE turned on, VoLTE from T-Mobile. I've got 5G, and we are trying to see what this sounds like, what the call quality sounds like. This is the Xiaomi 15 Ultra global version. Run it back, DJ.
Press 1 to repeat the...
So, my ultimate rating is I like the call quality. The call quality is good. It's not great. I actually was surprised when I was, doing work calls and all that. At some points it would drop out a little bit, but overall it wasn't bad enough to switch. It wasn't bad. It was good. You're not going to notice it unless you have a phone with you that's maybe better. So, in my opinion, I think iPhone does call quality really well. That's my personal opinion, and I know we almost don't do anything iPhone on this channel. I'm not really an iPhone guy at all, but I will say, they're good phones and they do good call quality. So the Xiaomi 15, I had no problems with it, obviously, because I've still been using it as my main phone. I've been working on it, all that. Let me see if I have my cell test here. There you go. Now, you want to be close to, we're using band 66 here. You see we're on T-Mobile. And you want to be as close to 80. I think 80 is the baseline number. Maybe someone knows more about this, how all the towers and all the stuff works. If you guys want to give us a rundown in the comments, go ahead. I'm negative 93, which is pretty good, pretty decent. And I think the call quality that we just tested would kind of reflect that. So there you go. That's the network signal. So let's see. Android Auto, yes. Wired and wireless. Maps timeline, yes. There's my timeline right there. So timeline, yes. Okay. Wallet, yes. Banking apps, yes. Quick share, yes. Okay. So you're getting all of these things day to day. All of your stuff that you need here will work. Okay. All right, guys. And the one thing I always forget to do this is the gaming. And the reason I even want to, because I don't play a lot of mobile games. I used to play a lot of games, period, when I was single, but I have kind of an addictive personality, and I want to sit down and like play and play and play and play. And when I start a game, I usually play like RPGs, like Skyrim and stuff like that. And when I start a game, I want to like, that's all I want to do is play that game until I beat it, or whatever my perception of beating it is. And I end up gone for like weeks off of this earth. I end up just playing games, or that one game. The last one I did that with was last year, Bravely Default, and I just killed it, like put so many hours into it. But I'm trying to have a good relationship, man. I'm trying to have a good life. I got to get to the gym. I got to get to my date nights with Chelsea. I love, my life. And so it's hard for me to like lose myself for 2 weeks to it. So the one thing on this games I will play, because I've been playing Implosion a little bit on the different phones, and I will say the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, it does get hot. So immediately right now around the camera area right here, I feel it getting hot. Not hot, but warm. More warm than any other phone. No reaction from any of the other phones.
Status signatures detected.
Right? But obviously the sound's all good.
Online. Avalon, try an impulse move for me. Offensive motor control online.
Let's rock and roll.
Which century were you born again? Shields are not.
No problems as far as lag or anything like that, but we're not pushing a whole lot of craziness right now. But the phone is getting a little bit warm. And again, it's nothing hot, it's nothing crazy, just a little bit more warm than other phones would get. So if I'm doing this beginning implosion, this first level of implosion, and it's getting a little bit warm just on startup, if you guys are like heavy mobile gamers, do keep that in mind. Because it is a flagship phone and all that, but do keep in mind that it's going to get a little bit warm. And also when I was working on it even and going through a lot of like downloading files, converting files, I got ChatGPT going, my email and all that, it does tend to get a little bit warm as well. And obviously the battery's going to drain faster. So as far as like gaming, straight up gaming, I don't know if this is the phone for gaming. All right. But it runs it. It's all good. I've got no problems, no lag as far as processing. Just gets a little bit warm. Okay, let's go over the UI a little bit and the settings, all right? So for me, I love this UI, all right? I think it's fully customizable. Man, I feel so stupid saying this because these phones cost a lot of money. I think the super wallpapers, I would get this phone just for the super wallpapers. I mean, I just love them. Online wallpapers, all right? There's editor's picks. I'm gonna turn my Wi-Fi back on. So there's editor's picks right there, so you can, and this is the global version, so you can actually get wallpapers, and this is why I say get the global version, so at least they're trying. It's not like the Samsung theme store, I would say, but at least they're trying. They're giving you some stuff here, right? At least you're not gonna have to deal with all the Chinese language stores, you know what I mean? New, super wallpapers, and we got the moon. I love all these super wallpapers. And then you get to pick your view. Right? Snowy peaks. This one you don't get to pick the view, they give it to you. Geometry, this one's just okay. Fairway rings, faraway rings. This one's pretty good, but you don't get to pick your view. Home, this is the one I usually use most. Select view, we're on this beach. This is probably my favorite. Italy, Dolomites. I love the super wallpapers. I absolutely love the super wallpapers on this. Okay, so I love being able to enlarge the folders as far as like settings and all that while we're here. You got all your apps here. You can do edit folder, regular, enlarge, or double XL, right? And the rest of it, pretty standard, okay? So as far as your UI, you've got all your regular settings, right? There's Hyper AI, Gemini. You can do Gemini here in the US. Lock screen, sleep, race to wake, customize shortcuts, notification and status bar, all your standard Android options, settings. but then also you get to mess around with the folders a little bit, which I think the Samsung's starting to do. The other thing is, guys, I know you may have noticed this by now, but look, I've got a crack in this phone, so I'm probably never gonna sell it. Crack right there, and then I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's a crack going all the way across. From here all the way across. I dropped it talking on the phone to my business partner, and it cracked it all the way. Boom. Dropped, cracked. So, you know what happened after that is I actually took the screen protector off it because I was like, well, now the screen's cracked. I don't need to protect it. It felt so freeing. It felt so freeing to use the stock screen. I just don't worry about it now. You don't worry about a case. You don't worry about a screen. It's kind of nice. And when I look at it dead on, I almost kind of can't see it. So it's kind of nice all the ways. You can kind of see this corner. But dude, honestly, it is what it is. And that is the one bad thing here in the US is if you get this phone, nobody's going to come save you, right? You can't go trade it in with a cracked screen. You probably, I mean, you might be able to bring in one of those phone repair places, but they're going to be like, yeah, maybe, maybe not, right? You can't send it back to GizTop. Within a certain amount of time you can. If you get it off eBay, you can't send it back to eBay. So just keep that in mind. You guys getting these phones here, I would say this is about as close as we're going to get with this global version. But without the trade-ins and without all that, it's hard, man. You guys got to really... you know, if you're going to lose your money, you might lose your money, and it is what it is. And if you crack your screen like this, I'm going to either sell this for a deep discount now or not at all. In my opinion, I still love this phone. I'll use it for recording for a while, so I probably will end up not selling this at all. And you guys that do the phone reviews, you guys know how it is. You end up keeping one or two in the mix, but whatever. So, yeah, everything day-to-day works great. Let's run the Geekbench test. I'm going to run this. All right, guys. So 2988 single core, 8965 multi-core for those of you that like this kind of thing. Now, I don't know exactly what all these numbers mean totally, but what it means to me, I need to know if I can work on my phone. And on this thing, obviously, because I've been using it, because of the title of this video, I've been able to work on it. Everything's been fine. Everything's been moving fast. Nothing's been lagging. The UI hasn't been lagging. The one thing I will say, and I don't think I can recreate it right now, probably. The one thing that's been happening in my Gboard, and this probably is a Gboard issue, is when I go in, sometimes you guys see like the Gboard's right there. And when you exit out of it, hang on. And then when you exit out of it, the Gboard will stay on the screen, which it won't do, but that's the one glitch that has been happening fairly consistently. Not even every time, not even once a week, once a month maybe, twice a month maybe, but it's the one that's been happening consistently is you'll close out of your texting app and the keyboard will stay on the screen and then you'll have to close out of everything. But that's like the one glitch I have to even mention. Everything's been running great. Everything's been running so good. So that's the Geekbench. Oh no, let me see. Hang on, shut myself down. Okay, so US compatibility. So the US compatibility, the global version is a game changer here. The global version is going to act exactly like your other phones, your Samsungs and your Apple phones here. The Chinese version is going to have the same issues as the Vivos and the other Chinese phones have as far as notifications. It's not to say you're not going to get them, but you're going to have to go into your permissions and you're going to have to go into all your app settings, battery, no restrictions, right? None of that. And app permissions, all your permissions, and gonna have to just change it and make sure you get all your notifications. So there will be more setup on the Chinese ROM phones. They are a little bit cheaper as well. And the other thing is, like I said, when I bought it, the Chinese ROM was about 1,100 and this global version I bought like 1,500 for, which is a lot. I mean, I know that's a lot for a slab phone. Now, a year in, it is what it is. We're in the phone game. This has turned out to be my favorite phone this year. So whatever, it is what it is. Now, so what was I saying? The Chinese version will have the notification setup issues, but if you want to plug and play, this global version is just going to be good to go. And also on the global version, when you swipe left, you're going to have your Google News thing, right? You're also going to be able to go into your settings, and at least, like I said, with the wallpapers, they're at least going to try. You know what I mean? You can get more. You can try to get more. On the Chinese ROM, you're going to have to deal with those Chinese Play stores that we don't know money, whatever, however you guys, how we do it on the Chinese ROMs. You're not going to have as many options. So I will say the US compatibility on this global version has been fantastic. No issues. I've traveled with it. I've done it. All of that has been super good. Let's double check here. Let's see. Okay, so let's see here. Xiaomi 15 Ultra Global, you have 8 out of 12 5G, and you got N71, and you've got 13 out of 14 4G, and the Chinese, you got 6 out of 12. 8 out of 12 global, 6 out of 12 Chinese ROM bands, and no N71, and 11 out of 14. So, and all these Chinese phones here, they still work here nowadays, right? If you set up your permissions and you set up all that, they still work here. But especially right now, there's no reason not to get the global version. This thing for me has absolutely been a game changer this last year, and I'll tell you why. So overall, here's the deal. This has been my one phone, right? This is why I love this phone so much this year, is because I've been able to grab it and go. What happens most of the time is I'll have a Vivo and then I'll have my Samsung S25 Ultra. My Samsung S25 Ultra will be my main phone because I need to make sure I get my notifications and everything works. And then my Vivo will be the phone I grab for the camera. And nowadays, Chelsea will start saying, hey, did you grab your Vivo? What phone do you have? What camera do you have with you right now? What phone do you have with you right now? I kind of laugh now because she's like, we were hanging out with some friends yesterday and she was like, what phone do you have? What phone did you bring? I want to take some pictures. So funny. So this has been the one phone this year, because of this global version, that I've been able to grab and go with no other phones. And why? Because the camera is good enough to stand on its own, so I don't need a phone with a better camera. And all the notifications, everything works globally because the global version is made to work with Google. So for me, overall, this has been the phone I keep going back to. Why? When I'm traveling, whatever, I grab it and I go. Now, of course, when I'm reviewing phones, I've been using different phones all year because I like to use the phone before I review it. I buy it, then use it, then I build the review on it. But as my main phone, what I'm saying, when the review's over, when the camera's turned off, I've been putting my main SIM card the most into this Xiaomi 15 Ultra. In fact, Chelsea, of course, now that she knows these phones exist, wants a better camera on her iPhone. She wishes her iPhone took better pictures. I almost switched her over. It's very difficult especially because it's a non-phone person. If she's used to iPhone, you guys know how it is. If she's used to iPhone, if she's used to Android, especially Samsung iPhone, and she works on it all day, I don't want to throw her into a situation where she's now not getting her notifications. For me, it's easy. If I'm not getting my notifications, I can mess around with it. I'll figure it out. I got 4 phones sitting here. I'll throw my SIM card into something else. But to switch her over completely is very difficult. And so this phone, I almost had her completely switched over. Almost. So that's a win for me. But I will say, for me, this is the phone I've kept going back to. This has been my one phone that I've grabbed and gone with, and for that reason, that's been my favorite phone this year. So let's see real quick. Xiaomi 15 Ultra. If you guys want to buy it, 15 Ultra used right there, there's $780, right? So around $700. Now, Wanda Mobile's got it for $923. Let's see about global. Xiaomi 15 Ultra unlocked. You got to make sure you guys get the global version, right? Let's see what it is on eBay. Global version, $12.99, brand new, 1 terabyte, 16, $12.95. So still keeping price at about $1,200. What I say right now, would I pay that for this phone? I will say this, absolutely, if the 17 Ultra wasn't coming out. That's obviously the caveat. So for me, right now, you can get the global version for about $12.99 new, probably about $1,900 used, and you can get the Chinese version of the 15 Ultra for probably about $700. I would definitely get the global version. For me, it's been an absolute game changer, you guys. I'm telling you, up until this year, I have always kept a phone that's marketed here, a Samsung or an iPhone, as my main driver, just so I can rely on it. This phone this year has changed all that. And so for that reason, it's been my favorite phone. So Still worth it, but of course, we're reviewing right now an old phone. So the caveat, the bottom line is, this is my favorite phone of 2025, right? And I'm going back to it, I'm gonna keep using it. Now, don't run out and get this yet, because the 17 Ultra is gonna come out, and it's gonna be a similar price. And I would honestly, I'm gonna wait for the global 17 Ultra. We did the 17 Pro Max on this channel, and it was a good phone, but I did run into issues with it. So we're waiting for the global 17 Ultra, and if I were you, I would do the same thing. But if you're looking for this, I'm not even going to say to buy it right now because the 17 Ultra is so close. I won't tell you to buy the 15 Ultra because we got to see what the pricing looks like and all that. So just hold on and wait. But this is the review of the Xiaomi 15 Ultra here in the US. This has been my favorite phone out of all the phones that I've used in 2025. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will be back with more videos.